actually. Let me pull up my Instagram. Now, I haven't had a chance to look at any of these questions yet, so everything that I'm going to talk off, I'm just going to talk right off the top of my head. And hope you guys are having a good Friday. I think we're going to make this a weekly thing. We've been trying to think of ideas on how to add a second video, and I'll be honest with when we get rid of the drama and we're not moving around so much, we're kind of stationary here in the store. There's not a lot going on. We all kind of sit in our offices and just answer messages, answer leads, and do business. So there's not a lot of stuff going on. So one thing I want to go ahead and say is, which the first question is that, are we ever going to do multiple videos? Now, the answer is yes, but I want to talk about the current style of our videos right now, which is the South Hill episodes. What I think we're going to do is, we got a lot of positive feedback from last week's video where you guys liked us just sitting here grinding, no drama, no bullshit, none of the extra flex or anything like that. I think we're going to roll with that. We're going to keep it. We're just going to show you the inner workings of the business, what's going on, doing deals, customer interactions, maybe a little bit of travel here and there if it has to do with watch deals or the business, but we're going to keep everything else out of it. We are talking about a second video, which is going to be either in the form of this Q&A or a more entertaining video to get the watch stuff out. Maybe it's us traveling, us going up to Malibu or out to Catalina, or taking cars to a car show, taking the bikes to the canyons, whatever it is. It's going to be more of an entertainment thing to capture that other side of the clientele and the viewers that like the fun stuff and the flashy stuff and the flex and the restaurants and all that. So yes, we're going to do more videos. This is the first start. I'm going to probably do a Q&A every single week, maybe on Friday, maybe on Wednesday. I haven't decided yet. So I'm going to jump straight into questions. Now, these are any and everything. It can be watch questions, lifestyle questions, business, entrepreneur, you name it. It's going to go in here. And to do that, what you have to do is, if you are not following me, go follow me at, let's see. Wow. I'll tag it up there, but go follow me on my personal Instagram account. The link is in the description, and every week you'll see me post the box for questions. Drop your questions and I'll sort through them. I'm not going to keep answering the same questions, guys. I did a Q&A last week where I talked about a lot of the stuff from TPG and the Dallas days. I'm not going to keep beating an old horse or going over that and over that and over that and continuing to answer questions of that. I want to keep moving forward and go and move on with that. So let me start looking. Let's see. I have a Rolex 116520 white dial, NOS, full stickers. Should I sell it or keep it? Well, some of you may not know what all that means. A 116520 is a steel bezel Daytona. White dial, obviously. NOS means new old stock. So typically new old stock refers to a watch, let's say 3 years or older that still remained in its new condition. Full stickers, should I sell it or keep it? Well, the way I would answer that question is, do you need the money? Is it a drop in the bucket for you? It's not going to hurt. If it's not going to hurt you, you don't need the money for something, keep it in the safe. Let it ride another 5, 10, 15, 20 years. See how long you can make it with that watch staying NOS. If you can make that watch become a 30-year-old NOS Daytona, that's something special that very, very rarely ever happens. People always have an issue or a reason why they have to sell something. So if you can preserve it that long, I would absolutely do that. Now, on the flip side of that, if you can sell that, take that money and roll it into a business, put it into your current business, start a new business, do something productive with it, I absolutely would sell it. I wouldn't sell it just to roll the money into another watch or to go on vacation or something. Which model Ducati do I ride? I have 6 Ducatis. I have two of the new monsters. I have an 899 Panigale. I have a V4S. I have a Corsa, and I have a V4 Special. The one I ride the most is my monster. Actually, the V4 Special is an absolute beast of a bike, and my V4S, I actually haven't even seen it yet. I bought it a couple months ago, and it gets delivered next week, and it's all black. I can't wait to see it. So I will do a video on the bikes one day because a few people have asked about that. But the monster it's an absolute beast. It's like riding a dirt bike on steroids, but on the road. So being out here with the hills and canyons and everything, and then like lane splitting, that bike is absolutely perfect for it. And it's the most fun bike I've ever ridden. Next question. Let's see. What do I think about Oyster Flex models? For those of you that don't know what the Oyster Flex is, it's the rubber strap that comes on Daytonas, Skydwellers, and Yacht Masters. Personally, I love it. Some of the models, the prices got a little carried away, and I couldn't justify the prices for them. But the Oyster Flex, it has what makes it special is it has a little ventilated edge underneath it that raises it off your skin and makes it very breathable. So even like this one, like this watch, this is a factory AP strap, and it's tight against my wrist, and you can feel it sweating. I see somebody in here. This is actually a question I get criticized for a lot. Is somebody spamming the chat right now saying, "Do I wear consignment inventory?" The answer is most of the time when I'm wearing a watch, it's a piece I own or it's a piece our company owns. Just because we are very heavy in consignment doesn't mean that every piece we own is a consignment piece. Now, whenever you see me take a picture of a wrist shot, a watch on Instagram, am I physically wearing that watch? Yes. Does that mean I'm wearing that watch out, even if it's a consignment piece? No. I've had people criticize me wearing or employees wearing watches that we then sell. I want to make something clear. All the other YouTube channels, I want you guys to go watch all of them. You know all the other channels, and look at the watches that they are all wearing in their videos, and then go to their website. The same watches are for sale. Go to the Instagram accounts. The same watches are for sale. Most people talk about the watches that they're selling and also wearing while they're talking about it. So for anyone to criticize me wearing a watch that I physically own, that my company owns, if anyone tells you they don't wear them, they're lying. The difference, what makes our channel has made my channel so controversial over the years is I show you everything. I don't pretend to be someone I'm not. I don't pretend to act a certain way. I don't hide my real behaviors, and I don't hide what we do. I own this watch. I can wear it. If somebody buys this watch today and commits to it, and then they pay me, and then they pay me on Monday, well, guess what? They don't own this watch until Monday. So there's the answer to that.
Employees own their watches too.
Oh yeah, and also my employees that wear watches, they actually own some of those as well. Best $20,000 investment watch, hold 5 years. Right now, I would say it's tough because you can't get a lot of watch for $20,000 anymore. My personal favorite would probably be the Batgirl on Jubilee, and that's what I would pick. Let's see. What's my goals in the next 6 months? Excellent question. Well, we have a new office here in Beverly Hills. We've got several new structures. We've got several new prices. We've got a new website coming in. The team's still fairly new, and I'm still hiring a couple people that I want to bring in by the end of the year. We have a new consultant that's working behind the scenes with us to help kind of help me reorganize the parts of the business that are confusing to me so I can just focus on sales. So make it really simple. I want to be profitable, meaning I want to make up the losses that I sustained during the penthouse earlier year, and then the losses we took when the market dipped. I want to be profitable, and I want to be 100% up and organized and be ready to start 2023 strong with a crazy high goal, which I'll give you when that time comes. So be organized and be profitable. Am I cool with Roman Sharf? Yes, I talked to him this morning. We talk all the time. Let's see. Can you finance a watch? I've had a lot of people ask about this. Now, when it comes to financing, there's companies like Synchrony and Affirm, and my experience with them is even with excellent credit, the interest rates start at 7%. If you have, and you got to think about watches. Watches are a luxury. They're not a necessity. It's not like a car or a house or something that you need to somewhat survive. It's a hard piece to track too. If you don't pay your bills, there's no recourse for them to come back and get this watch. So it's a little bit harder to get approved for financing. Now, if you have the credit good enough to get approved for financing, then your interest rate starting at 6-7%, you might as well go get an interest-free credit card for 12 months, make the payments for those 12 months, and then pay it off at the end of the year. Because everything I've seen back when we did a couple years ago offer a firm, even with excellent credit, the finance rates were outrageous. So I personally don't think you should finance a watch. I think you should, if you want to put it on a credit card, do that, but do it make sure the interest rate makes sense. What's the market for a 42 millimeter Wimbledon dial Jubilee band fluted bezel? So it only comes in a 41 millimeter. And it depends. If you want the stainless steel version, Jubilee fluted, you're looking around 14,000. If you want two-tone yellow gold, you're looking around 15.5, and two-tone rose gold, you're looking around 17,000 for brand new prices. You want to talk pre-owned, deduct $1,000 to $1,500 per price or per piece. What's my next car? I go back and forth between a Ferrari 488 Pista or a Porsche 911 Turbo S. Now, I've decided I'm not buying another car or bike until the end of the year, until the company's profitable, until I actually pay myself a distribution large enough to buy the car outright. I still won't buy it outright. I'll still finance and keep money in the business, but until I've earned enough money after we've turned a profit, it's going to be one of those two. I'm leaning more towards Ferrari. Let's see. When would be the best time to buy the 59.8 RG? Should I wait? I mean, if you look at Patek 5980s, which is the one I just sold and I've been promoting on Instagram, less than a year ago, I mean, like 8 months ago, they were on the chats and they were being sold for anywhere from 325,000 to 350,000 brand new. I just sold one the other day for 210,000. Could they go down? Sure. I mean, we're still talking about being in a recession, and people keep saying or speculating that prices are going to continue to go down, but at the same time, they could go up. They're pretty heavily discounted from what they were just 8 months ago. The watch has been in production almost 10 or a little over 10 years. Actually, it's due to come up for being discontinued. I think right now is a great time to buy, but again, some people will tell you the market's going to drop. I'm confident enough that in the stability of it right now that I think it's a great time to buy right now. What are your main points on identifying a fake? Now, I've talked about this in videos a long time ago, and I'm thinking about doing another one. When it comes to identifying a fake watch, take the watch out of the picture in general. Look at the seller. Ask them questions. Get on FaceTime. Ask them where they bought it. Analyze the price. If the price is too good to be true in this business, 9 times out of 10 it is. Like there's so much information out there on the internet. There's no reason you just happen to be the lucky person that found this guy selling whatever watch $10,000 below market. Simple Google searches will tell you what watches are roughly worth or what asking prices are. If somebody calls you up wanting to sell you a blue Sky Dweller right now for 13,000, 14,400, whatever retail is, it's a scam. You're about to get scammed. Nobody's that dumb anymore. Buy the seller. Ask them questions. Why are you selling? How long have you had the watch? When was the last service? What's the model number? Get pictures of all this stuff. Float those pictures around to other dealers and just get fake, like, ask someone or someone's in the business if they can vouch for this picture or if they can authenticate it through a picture. There's a lot of bad fakes out there too, and there's simple tells that can tell you just from a picture. The other thing to look at is if everything sounds good and the story look good and you can see the watch right there in the hand. The first thing that I look for, if I can't automatically tell it's a fake, is I look at the second hand and the minute and hour hands. Look really closely and see if there is rough machining marks around it. 9 times out of 10, that's a dead giveaway that it was just very, very poorly put together. All right. Let's see. Let me see. You see any questions in there, Darby?
Some people don't believe you're alive. It's just silly.
Some people don't believe.
Like hold up the paper with a date.
That's funny. What is my sales goals for 2023? I'm going to go extremely aggressive. Now, all the things, I'm not going to tell everything that we're putting in place. We're going to cut back on sharing exactly what all we're doing, and we're just going to let it happen. But if we get everything in line the way we're planning to by the end of this year, and if funding that I'm thinking is going to comes in, 2023, I'm going to go extremely aggressive and shoot for 75 million. Our first full year here in this office. It's an aggressive number, but we did 40 million in Dallas, so I don't see why we can't do it here. We're in the best part of LA, right on Rodeo Drive, so that's what I'm going to go for. Let's see. Stainless steel Skydweller or GMT2 Pepsi? I'd probably go with Skydweller. Personally, I'm not a fan of the Pepsi. The only Pepsi I like is the meteorite dial, the white gold meteorite. Let's see. There's a lot of questions in here about the $1 million GP that I once owned. I'm going to keep that quiet. I don't own it anymore, and that's it. If the current owners of that watch want to tell you the backstory of that, then ask them. Then they're more than welcome to. It's just something I don't see the need to talk about. But I don't own that watch anymore, and I won't disclose what I sold it for, what I made, what I lost. It's just I'm going to keep that quiet.
And so do you still do business with the guys from Wimbledon?
No, I don't. Let's see. And I don't because I'll just keep it at that. I don't. Let's see. Do I see the Pepsi going under 20K? I do not see it going under 20K unless we have another major setback, another financial setback or a big change in the economy. Which, if that happens and the market keeps going down even more, you've got bigger problems to worry about than the Pepsi being discounted $2,000 or $3,000 more. Let's see. Okay. How can you start in the business? Well, I actually have a course coming soon that is going to teach everything that I know as far as how to get started, how to decide if you want to get started in this business, how to get your name out there, how to start with capital, how to start if you have no capital, how to build relationships. But the first thing you got to ask yourself is, why do you want to be in this business? If you want to be in this business because you are going to make a lot of money, then you're not going to succeed in this business. If you want to be in this business because you think it's instant, you just go from having no money to driving expensive cars to eating out at nice restaurants and the flashy part of my lifestyle, you see, it's not. I was doing this for 2 years before all that stuff started happening. And that was working 15, 16 hours a day, but I genuinely love what I do. And I can sit here and to talk watches all day long. I can deal with watches, and, me being here for 14 hours in a day doesn't bother me at all. I don't feel like I've worked.
Most overrated watch?
Most overrated watch? The Jacob & Co. Astronomias. I think they're the stupidest thing out there. It's a waste of money. It's super fragile. It looks like you're wearing a watch. If you didn't hear the question, it said most overrated watch. And I think it's the Jacob & Co. Astronomias. I don't get it. There's nobody in the world big enough to wear a watch that sits like this on your wrist in a practical way. Let's see. What you got? Oh. Shop is set up. When is the shop set up to open? We're open now, guys. We're in Beverly Hills. Address is 150 South Rodeo Drive. We're just off the main part of the strip behind the Beverly Wilshire Hotel. You walk in the front doors and go straight to the left where the big double doors. We are open to the public now. We're going to have a grand opening hopefully in September 1st to be exact. Let's see. When does the merch drop? I actually just placed an order today, and it will be 6 weeks with production and shipping. So in a month and a half, I'll have merch here in the store ready to go.
Someone said talk about your buyback deal, but just tell them it's on the other Q&A.
It is on the other Q&A. If you are part of my buyback, I keep getting a lot of questions about the buyback program. If you are part of the buyback program and you actually spent money with me, reach out. We'll talk about it. If not, then honestly, it's nobody's business, because you're not spending money with me, and people want to know so they can use whatever I say against me. So if you spent money with me, reach out. We'll talk about it. If not, I don't know. Guess. Let's see. How's my income been affected by the market downturn? Well, I lost a lot of money. That's it. But it's okay, because I can always make it back. Okay. 2022. Let's see. You got any questions in the chats? Let's see. Someone saying we are open now. We are going to have a grand opening on September 1st. Yes, if you've ever been to a business or you've ever had a friend that started a business, you know that people open their business and they start doing business while they're still going through getting set up. And then it could be days after they open, it could be weeks after they open, it could be months after they actually open before they decide to do a grand opening. Let's see, what else? Do I miss Dallas? I have family there, but no, I lived in Dallas for 33 years. I had a great time, but you know, I like change. I like something new. So I love being in LA. I saw another comment that asked about the highlights of being here. Whenever we moved, I'll tell you my best part about living in LA was when we moved out of the penthouse and I was living with Darby and Liz over in Manhattan Beach. I woke up every morning, I walked down to Starbucks, and then I walked out to the pier, had coffee, watched the surfers, read a book, listened to some music, do some meditation to wake up. And that's how I start my day. The same way I end my day. I go to the gym and then I go down to the pier, or I take the bike out, I ride the bike down, you know, down to Redondo and back, stop and have dinner, and I get to watch the sunset. So I keep seeing a lot of questions about specific watches that I've owned, my Patek, my Rainbow Daytona, the Black Panther, other stuff. Guys, if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen me talk about selling my entire collection to come fund this venture here. So each of those watches were part of my collection. So I'm going to say again, I've sold my entire collection. Personally, now I own one watch, and I'm owning one watch at a time. And when it sells, I buy another one. When that one sells, I buy another one. I'm not going to keep a collection or start a collection again and again until this company turns a profit, making back what I lost from the penthouse and stuff. So on a scale of 0 to 10, how much of a scammer do you think you are? 0. On a scale of 1 to 10, how much proof can you show me of where I've ever scammed somebody? So for those of you asking that question, I'm asking it right back to you. Let's see. Best starter piece in the current market. I get a lot of questions like that, like what's the best watch to start with? It depends on your budget. If you're working with a budget of 5,000, I would look at Tudor. Well, no, I'd look at Omega or very, very vintage Rolex. If you're looking at, you know, $15,000 to $20,000, I would look at a sub or a GMT. You know, pieces that everybody wants are great pieces to start with because it gets you a little bit of exposure to the luxury watch market, and then it has an easy out when you're ready to sell it and move on to the next one. The worst thing you can go do for your first watch is buy a super off-brand model or a limited edition that's going to be extremely hard to sell when you're done. Buy something that's typical, buy something that everybody wants, that's super popular, because then you're going to be able to get out of it easier when, like I said, when you're ready to trade out or sell it. Let's see, what else? I'm going to do 3 or 4 more questions and then close it out. What do you got, LA? Let's see. Why am I beefing with Tim Wright and Roman Sharf when they have treated me with so much respect? I'm going to go ahead and just kill that really quick. 1 second, guys. And he didn't answer. That's rude. That's rude. I'm not beefing with Roman, guys. Y'all chill out. I just talked to Roman. Oh, he just texted me. Having dinner with the kids. Call you in a bit. Okay. Roman's having dinner with his kids. He's going to call me in a bit. So Tim Wright, I don't talk to Tim. I don't have a reason to. I don't not like him, but I don't.
Why don't we just be real?
What?
Why don't we just be real? Tim Wright talked a bunch of shit on his YouTube about us and then fanboyed out when he met us in person.
Oh, yeah, he did do that, didn't he? Oh, you opened up a good can of questions. Okay, so if I remember correctly, which we do, Tim Wright talked a bunch of shit about us until he actually met me. Whenever he met us in Miami with Paul Thorpe and everybody, he did turn into a fanboy. So Tim, if you're watching this and you still have a problem with me, just remember how much of a fan you were when you met me, If you don't have a problem with me, then I don't know what everyone's talking about. So sorry about that. Will I appear on the Archie show? Fuck no. No. Let's see. What else? All right, I'm gonna do like 2 or 3 more questions and then call it a day. Let's see. Well, no more questions, just a bunch of people talking shit, which is fun. It's okay. Because at the end of the day, keyboard warriors y'all are still going to be just that. And I'm going to drive home in my Lambo and go have sushi. So, one thing I will say, guys, is, and I talked about this in the last Q&A, is I try to stay humble when it comes to the hate, but if you're watching this chat right now, you can see how much dumb hate people give. So it does get to a point where you do show the text. Wow. Okay.
Make sure you show the timestamp.
We can see that. This is the text from Roman. Oh, look. This is where we have conversations all day long. Anyway, adding to the hate, like I'm having a little bit of fun with it, but guys, you get to anyone out there hating on me for the stuff that I do. I put my entire life on social media. I've spent a fortune creating content, doing things to give content out there. Have I made mistakes? Of course. Have I taken big risk and failed? Absolutely. And you know what? I've learned a lot of lessons from it. And at the end of the day, I'm still moving on and I'm still growing and I'm still trying things. I'm going to continue trying things and trying things and trying things. For people that are sitting behind a keyboard talking shit on a chat or in Reddit, take a look at yourself. Who do you think's really losing? Me, who's out here trying stuff and doing things, and I'm successful at some, I fail at others, but I'm out here doing something. You are hiding behind a little letter or a picture of Quagmire as your profile picture, talking shit about me. I'm willing to put myself out there and expose myself to everything. You're hiding behind a screen. So who do you think has more pull, me or you? To the people that support us, we love it. I appreciate it. And I'm glad you stick with us through all that stuff. I'm going to go ahead and end this chat. It's about 30 minutes, which is a perfect time. We're going to do this every week. And if you're not following me on Instagram, follow me, Anthony W. Fair. I'll link it below, or I'll tag it below. Give me ideas on what kind of videos we can do. I think we're going to do something with cars at a car show. We're probably going to take, me, George, and Darby. Want to strap up a bunch of GoPros on the bikes, take the bikes through the canyons. You don't ride a motorcycle.
I drive the car.
Oh, well, Brian.
Thanks for including me in this.
Brian cannot ride a motorcycle, so he's going to drive the car. George can ride a motorcycle. Darby can ride a motorcycle. And I can ride a motorcycle. So we'll do that for a video. We're talking about going and spending a day in Malibu, talking about going and spending a day in Catalina, and maybe a New York or a Miami trip coming up. So give me some ideas for videos, some cool stuff you'd like to see, more on the entertainment side. The South Hill episodes are going to stick to just watch business, watch content, deals, client interaction, stuff like that going forward. We'll do a separate series for the more fun stuff. So guys, hope you enjoyed the live stream. If I missed any questions that you guys want to ask them again below, or follow me on Instagram. And next week when I put this up on Friday, drop them in there and I'll keep trying to get back to you. All right, guys, take care. Have a good weekend.